What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. This is a very special review of the New Balance Tekela version 4 in the super special edition colorway for Tim Weah, who is a US men's national team player and currently, very recently, just got signed for Juventus, and I'm very excited to dive into the story behind this football boot. The New Balance Tekela is a boot that I am a huge fan of. I think it's absolutely fantastic. The execution is great, so let us hop straight into it. So this is a special edition New Balance box. You get a matte black box with the reflective silver New Balance logo there on the top. It's blank on all the sides except for the New Balance logo here. There you go, you can kind of see it there, and blank there. And then an interesting thing that most of you might want to know is that I actually got a 9.5. I'm hoping that this video will come out before the 1 month review of the low top laced version, but in that one I got a 9 US, and what I've been noticing, this is a sneak peek for those of you who will stay tuned for Friday's video, which is going to be the New Balance Tekela 1 month review, the low top version. In the 9 US, I actually found that my toes went kind of over the sole plate in a way that was a little bit uncomfortable and made it a little bit cramped for my toes. So what I did with these, New Balance was kind enough to send these out to me, so thank you very much to New Balance. So these are a half size up. I went with a 9.5 instead, which is a UK 9, a Euro 43, and a 27.5 centimeters. These are the medium version as well, so these aren't the 2E. These are not the wide variation, but these are the 9.5. So I'm hoping that that extra little bit of length that will help my feet feel like it's the normal size, it's not too tight, will also be totally fine for the medium width version. But let's hop into the unboxing straight away. So it is a take off the top. It's not like a folding top, so this actually completely comes off. And here we go. Boom. Oh yes. Oh yes, so these are the laceless version, which I'm actually super excited about to have another pair of these in my collection. I ended up selling the first edition version that I got, those special first edition with the black and gold. Those were actually in a 9 US, so I'm very interested by the 9.5 US to see if it fits my foot. I think the Furon and the Tekela potentially fit a little bit smaller. So that's an interesting thing. We'll get into that in the on-feet portion of the video, but I gotta say, fam, these are unbelievable looking. So a couple little things, actually, let's get these out of the box first. And there's a little graphic right here for New Balance. So that's Tim Weah, there you go. So Tim Weah is as I said before, a New Balance athlete, obviously, but is Queen's Finest edition. So that's the special edition. This is actually a photo of the low top variation, which is also a really cool one as well. But there's that other boot, and we'll get this out of the way. So there you go. There's your one boot. And oh my days, ladies and gentlemen, these look excellent. So being a US men's national team, you've obviously got the white base with the blue stars and the stars and stripes, so to speak, with the red, white, and blue. A very nice homage to the American flag. And you've got the Statue of Liberty there, or I guess the torch that she holds, and that is a reference as well to the New York in Queens where he grew up, as well as this awesome looking sole plate. So you've got Queens in red, you've got the 5 boroughs there as well. A little bit of history about Tim Weah. So he started his career at Rosedale Soccer Club, which is a small club in Queens, before moving into the New York Red Bulls academy system, which I actually have a teammate who came through that system as well. It's a really good academy. They're very, very talented, and they often will put players into German leagues, the French leagues, even the EPL, all that stuff. So very, very good academy in the New York area. Then in 2017, I believe, he moved to PSG to play for their academy and had a loan stint at Celtic in Scotland, or in Ireland, I guess, or Scotland. And then he moved to Lille prior to 2023. So he played at Lille for, I believe, 2 or 3 seasons. And then this year in 2023, he had a big 5-year deal get signed with Juventus, which is super, super cool. So he is currently a winger at Juventus. He played in their most recent game against Bologna, I believe, and has been doing really, really well for Juve. And so that has been a super exciting thing to see for US soccer and for the American systems, seeing those players come through our academy systems and are now playing in Serie A at the top level, which is very cool. So that's how this boot basically came to be, is New Balance wanted to give him his first signature boot with the red, white, and blue, which is really, really cool. So we'll take a little bit more of a technical look now at this football boot as well. So this is a fully stretch knit upper, which New Balance calls HypoKnit. Obviously every brand has their own name for this material. Really, really super nice. You guys know, if you've seen previous New Balance videos, I am a massive fan of this HypoKnit material. I'll take this little stuff out as well, take the paper out. So this, ooh, that is ripping all over the place. Here we go. So this HypoKnit upper is so soft straight out of the box. It is, in my opinion, one of, if not the best knit uppers on the market as far as comfort straight out of the box, which is something that I know a lot of people look for in their football boots, especially with laceless football boots that don't have the adjustability of laces. Having a knit upper that is so soft and so pliable and comfortable straight out of the box is a huge plus for a lot of people I know. And this is definitely my favorite laceless boot on the market. There are obviously a few now in the lineups of Adidas and with this New Balance one as well. And so for me, this is easily the top dog in my opinion. I think these are absolutely fantastic and they're a joy to play with as well. They run about 7.5 ounces, which is 213 grams. That's about what these boots weigh. So they're decent for sort of more of a control boot, or this is like sort of marketed as a control boot there, which is a decent weight for that. So then you've got this sort of instep leaning tongue area, which is where obviously you have HypoKnit, like a raw exposed HypoKnit, so that gives your foot a little bit of stretch room. So once you put your foot in, you do have a little bit of that stretch here through the lacing system area. This is the same orientation of that lacing system area in the low tops as well. And the idea behind pushing it a little bit more to the medial side is basically the bones that sit right on top of your foot. This is so that there's no pressure points with this synthetic coating that goes over the top. You just get this exposed HypoKnit material, and then any sort of bumps or anything, your fingers, if you imagine my finger as a bone on the top of your foot, for those of you with the excess bone right there, you can it's much easier and less pressure point, which is super, super nice as well. So the lightweight nylon outsole is also something that I have spoken quite a bit about, and in the 1 month review of the low top of this version, I give my full rating of this sole plate, which I won't give away right now because that'll be in a couple days. But this sole plate is fantastic, and I really think they've done a fantastic job working this sole plate and integrating some features of both football boots and lacrosse cleats and all that stuff. So the story behind this, if you don't know already, you've got the 4 sort of pseudo-conical studs here. They're a little bit more, I guess, square-shaped, if you will, on the rear in the heel area, and then you've got your 7 conical studs, just like a normal, Asics DS Lite X Fly 5, the GX AG, which I wear all the time. This definitely resembles that DS Lite X Fly 5 kind of stud pattern. Then you have these little kind of sharp studs on the side, which are more bladed. So these are they call them like TPU angled rim studs at the forefoot, and these are actually a design from lacrosse cleats. And lacrosse cleats, which is a sport, for those of you who don't know, is a sport predominantly played, I believe, in the US, and it's with, it's like a net on the end of a stick, and you've got a little hard ball, and it's almost like field hockey in a sense. But basically, New Balance did a bunch of studies, and the sport with the most lateral cutting is actually lacrosse over the course of the entire game. And so what they said was, okay, if we're going to make a control boot that also is going to incorporate some agility and other things like that, we want to incorporate those into the stud pattern so that players have an adequate amount of grip on AG and FG pitches, but also have the ability to cut laterally really quickly and without any hesitation. And so that's where those TPU bladed studs on the outside actually come from. And I'm very impressed by the way they've executed this, because I will say that in the course of testing the low top model, which again, I don't want to give too much away for the 1 month review, these are suitable for both FG and AG. I wore my original launch colorway of the Laceless model a lot on AG pitches, predominantly on AG pitches actually, and they performed really, really well. I didn't have any issues as far as these studs on the rim digging in too much or anything like that, which is a huge, huge thing for players like myself who play predominantly on AG pitches, which is really cool. But overall, I think this is, number one, regardless of the colorway, a really nice pair of football boots. I'm a massive fan of the low top. I'm a really big fan of the high top as well, even though I'm not much of a laceless football boot kind of guy, but I will absolutely rock these probably in training sessions because they're remarkably good, even despite being laceless. And so for me, this is a huge hit from the New Balance brand. And as far as Tim Weah and the player that he is, it's very cool to see him get his first signature colorway in the red, white, and blue as well. Makes me feel a little patriotic, which is awesome. And I just think these are super nice looking. What do you guys think of these? Leave your rating down in the comment section below out of 10. For me, this colorway gets an Oh My Days rating of 9 out of 10. A white boot with some red and some blue, that's fantastic. It looks really good. So this is a 9 out of 10 Oh My Days rating. Let's hop into the on feet portion of the video where we'll talk a little bit more about the way that these fit on feet, talk about the difference in sizing that I noticed with the 9.5, as well as the difference between the narrow or the medium width and the 2E, which is the wide width variation of these football boots. Let's hop into it. All right, fam, out here at the pitch with the absolutely beautiful New Balance Tekela version 4 in this Tim Weah colorway. As I was walking out here, I was kind of taking a look more at these, and I think the details in this football boot are absolutely exceptional, especially that Lady Liberty torch right there on the back. I think the detail in that with the stripes and then on the insole, which I actually forgot to show you guys in the on feet portion or on the unboxing portion, it says fearlessly independent there on that with the grip insole, which New Balance does for all of their football boots, which is pretty sweet. So without further ado, guys, let's get these on feet. I'm very excited to see what the 9.5 feels like compared to the 9. Let's see if I can get these in properly. There we go. All right, so let's get these straight on. These are a laceless pair of football boots for obvious reasons, as you can see. So they are going to be a little bit more tricky to get on compared to maybe some of even just the low top model as well. But I usually like to put 2 fingers back here and then kind of pull down on this. Get that like this. There we go. Boom. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. So I'll pull my pants up as well, just like that. Oh my days. Okay, so here is the sizing. So the sizing is actually perfect in these, like genuinely perfect in these. These are so comfortable straight out of the box in a 9.5 US. And I reckon, yes, there's about a 1/4 thumb's width or 1/2 thumb's width right on the end, which for those of you who have seen lots of my GX reviews, the GX fits about this long as well, and it's perfectly fine for me. These are the standard width variation New Balance Tekela, and they fit absolutely perfect straight out of the box. Those are unbelievable feeling. And they just look absolutely incredible on feet. I love that red, white, and blue as well. So let's get this other one on as well. Here we go. What a day to do it as well. It's about 7:15 in the morning right now, and I am just absolutely loving having the field to myself with no one else around. It is a fantastic sensation. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. Okay, oof. Laceless boots sometimes, a bit rough to get into, but yeah, same idea here. So there's that sizing. So you can see I can wiggle my toes a little bit. It's still a snug fit. I don't want you guys to think that these are loose on my feet at all, because they're not. These are definitely a nice, snug, secure fit, but I'm really excited by how these fit and feel. And I'll give you guys a good look at the full boots. There you go. What a sensational looking pair of football boots. Honestly, I think these are absolutely incredible looking, and I do think that these are going to be a mainstay in the rotation, because goodness gracious, for a laceless football boot, these have an extraordinary amount of lockdown in the heel area. I know that A lot of other laceless boots on the market, especially those from Adidas, have very, very little, at least for me. You guys, if you guys know, I have quite a wide toe box area here, a really wide midfoot because a bone kind of sticks out right in this lateral part, kind of lower towards the ankle, and then it juts in, and I've got quite a thin heel area actually. So it's a very weird shaped foot in a lot of senses, and the heel lockdown in these for a laceless football boot is genuinely exceptional. So that's something that I'm really excited about with these football boots. Obviously in the launch colorway that fit even more snug than these, a half a size smaller, those also fit quite snug as well, and so the heel lockdown wasn't an issue at all. I had zero complaints when it came to the lockdown, even though, yes, okay, they're laceless, so they're gonna lose a couple points compared to a laced model, but they still are feeling so nice for that laceless model. And as far as the sole plate goes, as I said, on AG pitches, you've got a lot of pivot power, which is pretty surprising considering how many studs are on the bottom. And then these little bladed studs here on kind of the edges of that forefoot area give a really nice pivot once you put your foot in the ground and you want to turn and go the other way. So this is what the kit looks like in full. Nice to have an all black kit with these gorgeous, like pearly white boots. I think they look absolutely sensational on feet, honestly. The 9.5 is the right size. I gotta say, for my foot type, for a little bit wider feet, these are the standard width, but a half a size longer. I would say even in a wide fit, I would go half a size longer, just because this is again a sneak peek to Friday's 1 month review on the low top version of these. They are, my toes kind of jut over the edge of the sole plate a little bit, which is not a good thing. That's not the right fit, and they just fit a little bit too small for me. And so what I'm gonna do is I've actually, shout out to Halt's Boots. So Halt's Boots set me up with one of my favorite colorways of the New Balance low top coming out very, very soon. And, or I guess those boots are coming soon. The colorway has been out. It's those like black and pearly blue ones. And I'm so excited to get the low top in a 9.5 US. So I will definitely be enjoying those quite a bit, but I am super stoked about these. As you know, Tim Weah being a US men's national team player, these are such a cool homage to him and his playing career so far, and hopefully he continues to shine for not only the country, but for Juventus as well. Touch on the ball for the New Balance Tekela is really good. It's a very, very seamless sensation, both as far as being a laceless boot, but also this HypoKnit Upper is so soft straight out of the box. It really gives you that one-to-one sensation on feet. And as you guys can see from kind of the up close camera, I'm wiggling my toes here on the right foot. Here's the, wiggling my toes here on the left foot as well. There you go. Hopefully that's in focus. And yeah, I mean, they are really, really nice. So soft. As I said in the unboxing portion, HypoKnit is probably one of my favorite knit materials on the market, if not my favorite. I think it's like what a laceless Magista would be, and they're like, it's like the best version of what that football boot could be, especially with the way that this boot fits and feels on feet. These little ridges here on the lateral side, and then these little pass ridges here on the medial side, you don't really feel them that much. These ones I don't feel at all. These ones I feel a little bit when passing the ball. It just gives you a little bit more of kind of a how would you say? Like a solid striking surface as you pass to give you a little bit more oomph behind it. But again, it's such a minor detail. It does feel really nice, so I'm glad they included it, but it's not something I would make the decision to buy these on. If you're on the market for a laceless football boot, period, and that's all you really are looking for, these are the best on the market, bar none, period. End of story. I will not entertain anyone else telling me that an Adidas boot is better than this, because they're not. The HypoKnit Upper of this football boot, the comfort it provides you, the heel lockdown, which is huge if you're gonna have a laceless football boot, is really, really good in these. And I'm very excited to share, hopefully, my journey of wearing these over the next month or two before the 1 month review comes out, and I will definitely be testing these. So thank you again so much to New Balance for sending these out to me. I really appreciate it. These are a super special looking pair of football boots for a special player. Very excited about this football boot. I think you guys can find these on the New Balance website as well. I checked and they have the low top model for sale on the website if you want the low top, or I think the high top is available as well for purchase there. So thank you again to New Balance for sending these out to me, and very excited to train in them hopefully in the next hour or so once I finish a few of these new boot reviews. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will leave a link to the 1-month review of the launch colorway right here. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.